Hello, everybody. I hope that you are doing well on today. Hello, hello, hello. I'm so happy to be back on the channel this afternoon. I hope that you are doing well. Happy New Year to everybody. Happy New Year. Can you believe it, y'all? 2021. I never imagined that I would say that 2021. Wow, right? So I hope that everybody is good on today, and we are going to get started. I just want to go over um, everything that I have been talking about. So I'm on Zoom and I'm recording live on Destiny Youth Development's YouTube channel. So please bear with me. I'm still learning how to do all of this. So if you see some mistakes, just please bear with me, okay? I hope everybody is doing well on today. As I said, I'm doing okay. I'm just glad to be in a new year, fresh start, be a fresh beginning, a new mindset. I hope that you guys are feeling the same way, a fresh start, a new beginning, a new mindset. You can't change the past. All you can do is move forward, right? All you can do is move forward. So let's get started. Last month, we talked about self-esteem development. I talked about mastering yourself, how to master who you are, being comfortable in your own skin. We had a guest speaker, Letitia Broomfield, which was last week. And she did an excellent job talking about acceptance, accepting who you are. You can't understand who you are, or let me say that, a little bit differently. You can't accept who you are until you understand who you are. So once you understand who you are, then you can accept it. It will be um, a great thing for you guys to look at the videos that I did post on Destiny Youth Development's website. And I say a great thing because it's some good information. And I believe that you will be blessed by what I presented those 4 weeks in December. So we're in January and we are doing a new topic. The topic for this month is conflict resolution. Conflict resolution. And you may be saying, well, Gita, what is that? What does that mean? So conflict resolution means managing conflict. You may have heard it as how to manage a problem, how to figure out things, how to manage issues, conflict resolution. I did try to do a video earlier and I had to unfortunately delete it. So I am doing it over again. So hopefully you guys will tune in into the chat, which is on YouTube. And if you have questions, if it's something that that you don't understand what I'm saying, please let me know. I will never ever have the mentality of I know it all. I have all the information, because that's not true. Nobody knows it all. We're all learning. We are all, and I say all meaning us in society. We're all learning. There's always something to learn. So never get to the place where you think you know it all, because you don't. I learn something new every day. Every time I work with my clients at work, I'm learning something new as I interact with them. So we can all learn, and it's just life. Life is a learning process, not just these little videos that I'm doing to help you guys with development and life skills, but life is a journey, and you learn as you go. You always will have a lesson, something that will teach you either to be more patient, to be more kind. It's all a part of life. It's all to make you better and productive members of society. So I'm going to get into the lesson again. So for the month of January, we will be discussing conflict resolution. So first, I want to talk about the definition of conflict. I want to talk about the definition of conflict. What is conflict? Conflict, and I want you to hear me clearly, young people. Conflict. Now, this is the dictionary definition of conflict. So these are not my words. I got this from the dictionary. So conflict, a serious disagreement or argument, typically this is a serious disagreement, or argument, being incompatible or having a clash. So a serious disagreement or argument, being incompatible or a clash. So clash is something that bangs together, right? When you hear a clash, like the clash of a cymbal or the clash or the bang of two cars collision. So clash, that's what that means. So conflict, we can experience conflict in any area. I want to say to you young people that you cannot escape problems. You cannot escape challenges in life. You cannot escape issues in life. It's just a part of life. It's a part of human development, life, issues, problems, conflict, whatever word you want to use to describe a problem, we all have to experience it. Why? Because it's a part of life. That's number one. And two, life situations are supposed to, or it should, mature us and make us better individuals. I'm going to say that again. Life problems, situations, conflict should mature us and make us better individuals. Every challenge that you face, right, you should learn the lesson from it. What can I get from this? What can I pull from that? How can I be better? How can I do this better? What should I have not said? What should I have not done? It's supposed to be a lesson. It should be a lesson. So I hope that you have this definition. Conflict, right? A serious disagreement or argument, being incompatible, or a clash. Clash. Okay, so I want to give you some examples of how you can have conflict. And you might want to write this down because I have a few examples. You can have conflict or have a disagreement in relationships or friendships. Friendships and relationships are not easy, right? Because you're understanding who the person is. You got to, you're spending time with them. You're not going to always agree on every single thing. You're coming with your ideas. You're coming with your different cultural background. You're coming from a different environment. They're coming from a different cultural background. They're coming from a different environment. So you're putting two people together, right? Two people together to figure out one another's quirks, what they dislike, what they accept, what they don't accept. And in the midst of that, you will have disagreements about something. You will have disagreements about something. Don't let any adult in your life or any adult that you meet along your life journey tell you that you're not going to have conflict in your friendships or relationships. I'm not saying like these, a big disagreement where y'all just, acting crazy and, just can't get along. I'm not talking about unhealthy friendships or unhealthy relationships. That's the subject for a different day. I'm talking about healthy relationships, healthy friendships. You are not going to always agree on everything. You will have some similarities. There will be some things that you have in common, but in regards to agreeing about everything, it's not going to happen. You will have some conflict, but that does not mean that the relationship is bad. That does not mean that the relationship is unhealthy because you don't agree with your friend about something. You may like red and she may like orange for whatever reason. You may like to go to the movies and, excuse me, your friend may like to stay home and just watch Netflix or Hulu. You know, so you're going to have different things that you like, right? You're not going to always agree on things, but that doesn't mean that you have to get rid of that person. Well, I don't want to be their friend. Well, the friendship is over. It doesn't work like that, because if you're always doing that, if every little disagreement, every little conflict makes you just upset where you can't function or you feel like you need to cut the person out your life, you will never establish stability in any kind of relationship. That's a dating relationship, an engagement, if you're engaged to the person, if you're married to them, or if you're just friends with them. You want to have stability. And yes, stability starts with you. Watch the self-esteem videos and you'll understand what I'm saying. So you will have conflict, you will have disagreements in friendships, and that's okay. But the key to that is have the conflict, talk about it, have a conversation about it, come to a resolution, and keep it moving. Don't keep rehashing the same thing over and over and over and over again. Well, you said this and you did this, and I didn't like this and I didn't like that. Nobody has time for that. Just say what you want to say what needs to be said in a respectful way, and keep it moving. Number 2, you can experience conflict with your parents. That's the big one. I can experience conflict with my parents. Absolutely. You can disagree with your parents about a lot of things. But if you approach them, and hear me clearly, if you approach them in a respectful way and say, Mom, Dad, you know what? I don't agree with what you said. I don't agree with whatever it may be, and have a conversation about it, I guarantee you the outcome will be positive. But if you approach your parents any your kind of way, well, I don't like this, and I don't like that, and I don't like you that you said this, and I don't like the fact that you sent me to. It's all in the approach, young people. It's all in how you talk to somebody. So if you disagree with what your parent or parents said or did or whatever it might be, go to them, talk to them, have a fruitful, positive conversation with them, and the outcome will be positive. And that's with anybody. When you approach somebody the wrong way, when you approach somebody with the wrong attitude, don't think you're going to have a positive outcome, because you're not. Nobody wants to be yelled at. Nobody wants to be criticized. Nobody wants to be talked down to. It doesn't work that way, because the outcome, I guarantee you, you know why I guarantee you? Because I experienced it. The outcome is always going to be negative. And negative, I don't mean continuing arguing with that person. I mean negative. That person may say, you know what? I can't even deal with this right now. Like I can't even have you in my life right now because of the way you're talking to me, the way you're approaching me. That's what I mean by a negative outcome. So watch what you say, watch how you say it, watch how you approach your parents. Yes, we're not going to always, when my parents were alive, I didn't always agree with them. I said what I needed to say in a respectful way. I was very opinionated. I'm still opinionated, right? But it's how I approach them. It's how, and I don't know why I keep saying that. Just remember that. If you don't remember anything that I said on this live today, remember it's all in your approach. It's how you say things. How you say things will determine the outcome. Okay, I'm going to move on. You can have conflict on your job. for the young people that work, that have jobs, or that will have a job. Everybody's not going to like you on your job. Everybody is not going to want to get along with you on your job for whatever reason. For whatever reason. People have reasons for different things. You know, sometimes people don't like you and they just, I don't know, it could be your hair's too long, or, you know, you're too smart, or you're too educated. Whatever the case may be, there will be disagreements on your job about something, whether you're doing a project together. You may even disagree with your boss. But again, it's how you approach the situation. The goal, let me say this, the goal of conflict resolution is to come up with a resolution, a plan to fix it. It's not to stew in the problem. Well, I just have a problem and I just can't deal with it. I just don't want to do it. Life doesn't work that way. The goal, the ultimate goal is to come up with a solution to that problem. There's always, I'm telling you, let me tell y'all, I told my last client, he was 14 years old. I told him, I said, there's always a solution to a problem. It's just you taking the time out to figure out the solution to the problem. There's always a solution to the problem. You got to figure it out. And young people, you're like, well, how is this applying to me, Gita? Because it's a part of life. It's a part of growing up. Conflict management is a part of life. It is a part of growing up. And you are going to have to do it. You are going to have to apply these tools, these principles that I'm talking about right now to your own life. Because life, one, it's what you make it, depending on your mindset and your attitude. And two, again, conflict management, it makes us become better people, because it's like, oh, okay, I know not to do that next time. I know not to say that next time. Okay, I know how to handle this situation in a different way so that I can have a positive outcome. It's just a part of life. Okay, so let me move on. Now, this is a deep one. You ready for this? Are y'all ready for this? Whew, let me just take a breather. You may have conflict within yourself. Oh, that was a bomb. You may have conflict within yourself. What does that mean, Gita? I don't know what you're talking about. What you talking about, lady? You may have your own inner struggles, your own insecurities, right? You may be, or it may take you a while to go through a trial or a challenge. And what do I mean by that? Meaning you haven't learned the lesson yet, so you keep repeating the same challenge over and over and over again. Conflict on the inside, trying to understand what's going on with you, trying to make better decisions, and then sometimes making poor decisions and not even realizing why you're doing it. That inner conflict. And I think that's the hardest of all the things that I named, between the job, the friendship, the parents, having conflict within yourself. That's something that you definitely have to resolve. Making better choices, understanding who you are and why you do the things that you do. Because if this is not okay, if you're having inner conflict on the inside, it's hard for you to manage, or it's hard for you to come up with a resolution when you're having conflict with your parents or a sibling or on your job, et cetera, et cetera. When you're going through yourself, you can have conflict many a times, young people. And I'm gonna always keep it real with you guys, because I'm never gonna come on here, oh, Gita's life is perfect. She ain't got no problem. She don't have no conflict. She's never sad. She never cries. Nope, that's the problem with adults right now, because they're not real with young people. They appear, and I'm not saying all adults, but some appear like everything is all right. Life is a bed of roses, ... No, 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 no. Don't let them fool you, young people. We have challenges too. We have conflict within ourselves. We have things that we have to resolve, right? Many a times I've had conflict on the inside about making certain decisions like, should I do this? Should I do that? I don't know where to go. Conflict on the inside. And being able, because the thing is, you got to manage that. You got to figure out the problem and you have to come up with a resolution with those conflicts that you have within yourself. Because if you carry that stuff around on the inside, right? If you carry hurt and pain and you're trying to do this and you're trying, life will be very difficult for you. So managing that conflict, whatever that conflict is, whatever you're tussling with, right? Whatever you're going back and forth with, that has to be resolved within you. I hope that makes sense, young people. It has to be resolved within you. You can have conflict with siblings. Trust me, I have had conflict with my brothers and sister. I have. I'm not going to sit on here and I don't have, our relationships have been perfect. No, they haven't. Oh, many a times I've yelled and screamed and, had arguments, not even disagreements, just arguments. I'm screaming to the top of my lungs. I'm crying. I'm going through it all. But I learned with that over the years, it don't solve anything. It don't solve anything. But my approach now is I'm able to talk to my brothers and sister about how I feel or how I feel about family issues or family situations instead of just flying off the handle. And don't get me wrong, I wasn't acting crazy like I didn't have sense, young people. What I mean by flying off the handle is just arguing back and forth, because you cannot create a plan and create a solution if you're not listening to anybody, if you're just going off the deep end. You just can't. You can't create a solution to that. So yes, you will have conflict with your brothers and sisters. You will. It's a part of life. But the goal in that is to come to a resolution, come to an agreement, come to a solution, because you don't want to stew in a problem. You don't just want to keep going over and over and over and over again. You know what that becomes? A cycle. And that's a whole nother conversation. That's a whole nother conversation, young people. A cycle. You don't want cycles in your life because you don't know how to manage you and you don't know how to manage conflict and come to a resolution, come to a plan. So that's my lesson on this evening. I hope that you got something out of it. My goal always is to make sure that you get something out of what I am saying. And I'm always going to keep it real with you guys because I go through things too. I go through situations, but again, learning to look at the situation, manage it, come up with a plan with the solution, and keep moving forward. Not to stew in the problem, not to stew in it, not to go around in circles and talking about the same thing over and over and over again. Nobody gets anything out of that. And honestly, young people, it's a waste of energy and time when you can just be like, you know what, this is how I feel in a respectful way, manage it, right? Come up with a plan and a solution and move on with your life. So I hope you join me next Monday. All right, guys, I really appreciate for those that watch the live and that will watch it later, and those that will watch the recording on, that was on Zoom today and that will watch the recording at a later time. Please check out our website at DestinyYouthDevelopment.com. There's some really good things on there. There's some videos that you can watch that can, really help you and encourage your heart. Our events that are coming up for this year, please go share the website with your parents. And if you ever have any questions or something that you want me to address, please don't hesitate to reach out. Destiny Youth Development 2019 @gmail.com. This is Gita Littlejohn with Destiny Youth Development Center Incorporated. I hope that you have a great night. God bless you.